And it looks like we're going to be blessed with the presence of Perry Von Vicious.
Hey, man, I hear some sarcasm in that voice. There's my man, the manager of Theallstars, Matthew Theall. Self-proclaimed greatest mind in professional wrestling.
Making their way to the ring first with their manager, Matthew Theall, at a combined weight of 685 pounds. The team of Damian Grundy and the 2011 Young Lions Cup champion, Perry Von Vicious. They are Theallstars.
Folks, 685 pounds. I did not know that Damian Grundy weighed 680 pounds.
Hey, Killer J, man, look at that man. Look at those traps, those lats. That man's solid muscle. He's a beast in the ring, and he's a beast outside.
Welcome back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars. Folks, it's about to go down. It's our main event. Just palmed him, and the guy flew back. Did you see that?
Hey, man, he obviously said something that didn't need to be said to a man that big. He's lucky that's all that happened to him.
Real talk. And now the All-Stars, Theallstars, entering the ring. Perry Von Vicious, I mean, that guy isn't even dressed. He doesn't have to change clothes. I'm pretty sure Damian Grundy can handle this match on his own. I'm no knock to their opponents, but Damian Grundy is that dangerous.
He's a dangerous man, but he's going in there with a former two-time Universal Heavyweight Champion,
Very
Dylan
true.
Drake, and this man, a former APW Worldwide Internet Champion, very charismatic, entertaining, but before all that, great wrestler, Mr.
Right.
Wrestling number 4.
Old school personified, Mr. Wrestler number 4.
Hey, I don't want to hear you mention the word personified for any other wrestler other than Rick Luxury.
I'm just saying. He may not be wrestling personified, but he is old school personified. This guy has wrestling written all over him. Literally, check out his back. This guy's tough.
He might have wrestling, but I don't see personified anywhere on that. Getting back to it, though, here you see him doing his squats, doing his thing. Here he comes from Atlanta, GA.
And their opponents, introducing first from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 184 pounds, Mr. Wrestling number 4.
And there we go. Look at the electricity in the fans. Everybody getting excited, got their fours in the air. The foreheads are out here in force for Mr. Wrestling number 4.
Mr. Wrestling 4 making his way to the ring. But hey, he doesn't only have to worry about Damian Grundy. Don't forget about my man Matthew Theall out there at ringside.
He is sneaky. That guy adds a dimension to any team he manages. And you've got the power of Damian Grundy. You've got the athletic ability of Perry Von Vicious. But Matthew Theall, he adds a cerebral element to it, which is really kind of scary. And 4 headed into the ring, but here comes his tag team partner. 4 hitting the ropes. He is a brave man getting in there alone. Look at that. It's 3-on-1. Little taunt there from Mr. Wrestling number 4. And he is ready to go.
I'll tell you who else is ready to go. Former two-time Universal Heavyweight Champion. He has a score to settle here with Matthew Theall. He's Dylan Drake. And look what he has in his hand.
Look at that. He's got the golf club. That restraining order is no longer valid, and Dylan Drake's got money on his mind. Money and malice.
And his tag team partner from San Francisco, California, weighing 223 pounds, Dylan Drake.
And this standing room only crowd here in the APW gym is on its feet for the former Universal Heavyweight Champion Dylan Drake. Look at that, joining Mr. Wrestling number 4 in the ring. He is serious business with that golf club.
Mr. Wrestling 4 teams with Mr. Golden Gate, Dylan Drake, the golden child of all pro wrestling, the golden boy. And he has that, you know, where do you think he picked up that punter from, man? I don't know. Maybe he was over at, sports fitness. I don't know. He stopped somewhere. That's Matthew Theall's punter.
Is that Matthew Theall's? I noticed Matt was missing something. I thought he came out missing his favorite, accessory, and now Dylan Drake has it. Matthew Theall is going to have to stay away from Dylan Drake.
Referee Toby getting in there and trying to back these these teams into their respective corners. What is Perry Von Vicious wearing?
I don't know, man, but a napkin? I don't know, man. Maybe he just ate lunch. Got a little ascot. Apparently he was solving mysteries with Scooby-Doo.
Ascot and blouse being taken care of by Matthew Theall.
I think he borrowed that from Seinfeld. Perry Von Vicious getting geared up, man. He always takes his time. This guy is very prim and proper. He comes out dressed to the nines, and he does not wrestle in these clothes. I heard those suits are made in Italy. These things are imported, silk boxes or something, sewn inside them.
Only the finest from only the finest. You know, Matthew Theall takes good care of his protege.
Yeah, well, you know, that money Nan left him will buy almost anything. Damian Grundy receiving instructions, and now look at this team. What do you think about this team, Marcus Mack? Is this something you can see yourself managing? How would you book for this match?
I would love an opportunity to manage the career of a man like Damian Grundy, the Dame of Fame, aka the Big Black Booty Daddy. He is amazing. He's a specimen like no other. Perry Von Vicious, very sadistic and very. Look at him. He's already putting the work on to Mr. Wrestling number 4.
See
Got
that
him with a
slap?
hard right hand.
Slap, just a disrespect, and now look at that, another big left hand right there. Damian Grundy, he's got Dylan Drake just in the corner, man. These guys are just putting it to him. This match has started out the same way we saw the preview at the beginning of the show. These 4 men just don't like, and Toby is having trouble getting control. He's got to get control of this. What do you think?
Dylan Drake doing a good job of defending himself. Didn't look like he was getting him in the ribs like he wanted to. You saw the last time that Damian Grundy came out, he applied that bear hug and really did some damage to the ribs of Dylan Drake. This one's starting to pick up, and he just got his own man in the corner.
Folks, that could be a game changer. We got a break. We got to go take a break real quick and pay some bills, but we'll be right back, folks. This is not over. It's the main event in APW Gym Wars.
That was a double team.
Welcome back to APW Gym Wars, folks. It is our main event tag team action. Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Dylan Drake versus Perry Von Vicious and Damian Grundy. Theallstars. Theallstars. That's what we said. Folks, referee Toby has managed to get some order. It was a slobber knocker before. Look, this match has basically started at the beginning of our show. Now, I'm joined by Marcus Mack here in the booth. And Marcus, you explained to me what you thought Damian Grundy and Perry Von Vicious needed to do in this match. What about Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Dylan Drake? How do they win here? What would you tell them as the manager?
Well, they need to work as a concise unit. You know what I'm saying? They need to focus on Matthew Theall outside of the ring. They need to be aware of him, but pay more attention to their opponents in this one, because they're two dangerous individuals. You can never predict what this man Perry Von Vicious is going to do next, and Damian Grundy being the house of a monster that he is, the power and the strength. You know, dangerous team. I would say focus on the match, be aware of the manager.
Matthew Theall, always a element outside the ring. This guy he's a weapon for any tag team he manages. Matthew Theall calls himself the greatest mind in professional wrestling. He is out to prove that.
He's not the greatest, but he's good.
I'm sure a lot of other people have some. Yeah. And Mr. Wrestling 4 going for the pin. Almost had it there. We saw an exchange there. Perry Von Vicious, surprisingly, he's able to keep up with the cardio of Mr. Wrestling number 4. He usually uses that attempt to drop down and trip up his opponent along with the leapfrog to try to tire him out. And now he tags in Dylan Drake, who's going after the body slams, which also affect the cardio, Marcus Mack. What do you think about this strategy?
I think it's good. You know, Dylan Drake focusing on the knees. He's focusing on the back. You know he's got Beta Breaker in his sights. You know that's what he's thinking about.
Right.
He's trying to break this man down. He's doing a good job at it. He's focusing on the leg. Also, if you notice, that's the leg that does not wear a knee brace. For what reason? I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. But Perry Von Vicious leaving that knee bare, and Dylan Drake drawn to it like a shark to blood. Perry's searching for the ropes, trying to break the hold, and Dylan bringing him back to the corner. Classic tag team action, Marcus Mack. They are really pinning Perry Von Vicious in their corner. Look at that. Oh, making a wish. Was Perry Von Vicious naughty or nice? I don't know.
You heard Matthew Theall outside the ring. He's telling the referee to enforce the rules. Mr. Wrestling 4 taking a page out of the book of the JYD and running at him with those headbutts.
Amazing. Mr. Wrestling number 4, you got to wonder what's in that headgear. He's got that mask on, and he could have metal in there, but he does some damage with those headbutts. And once again, he goes to the same knee that was targeted by Dylan Drake. Good communication by this tag team.
He's in the ropes, and look at Dylan Drake. There was no need for that. The man was in the ropes. Why would Dylan Drake go and stomp on his hand like that?
This is tag team action, folks. Some classic tag team maneuvers by Dylan Drake and Mr. Wrestling number 4. You got to tell me, Marcus Mack, are you surprised that this tag team is working this well together against a tag team that practices together and works out together? Perry Von Vicious and Damian Grundy. I heard they've got a house. The Theall's bought them a compound to train in outside of Sonoma. So they live together and they work together. Meanwhile, this team that was just thrown together is dominating them at the early part of this matchup. What's the reason for that?
Well, they're both pros. They've both been around the game. They've both competed in all pro wrestling for a number of years. The one thing that I do take into effect, though, is that, Mr. Wrestling 4, he flies in from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? That's got to take some wear and tear on the body. I don't care if you're sitting first class, coach, or in the middle somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Big suplex, we got to count. Damian Grundy saving the count there. Look at that guy. He just takes up half the screen. Perry Von Vicious in a world of hurt. He's got to make a tag pretty soon because he is getting put on Dream Street by Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Dylan Drake, who have so far dominated this matchup. Was that a reversal? I think I saw a blind tag.
Dame of Fame,
man.
He just crushed him in the corner.
Blind tag by Damian Grundy. Mr. Wrestling number 4 with a critical error going to whip Perry Von Vicious, accidentally took him to his own corner. Blind tag Damian Grundy, and this has got to be the matchup that the team of Dylan Drake and Mr. Wrestling number 4 didn't want to see. You think so, Marcus Mack? I mean, this is a mismatch.
Matthew Theall looks elated on the outside of the ring, and I can't blame you, brother. I'd be too.
Look at this. Mr. Wrestling number 4, for all his talent, is no match for the size of Damian Grundy. You think Matthew Theall planned this? He's got to have schemed this out to try to get this matchup in the ring. And Damian Grundy, look at him. He's just taking his time. Mr. Wrestling number 4 is in a world of hurt, trapped all the way across the ring from his tag team partner. Look at this. Boot to the jaw. Mr. Wrestling number 4 just getting all the weight. And big forearm to Dylan Drake. And now Damian Grundy has incapacitated both members of the opposing team.
He just took the Golden Boy right off the ring apron.
Dylan Drake trying to get a break. He is complaining about this. And meanwhile, Damian Grundy has got Mr. Wrestling number 4 over in the corner.
Look at Matthew Theall.
Completely
completely innocent man standing up there,
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't caught on camera. Matthew Theall, look at this. A little bit of a choke.
I think he was checking on the welfare. I thought I heard Mr. Wrestling 4 saying that he couldn't breathe. And I think he was just trying to clear the airway.
I don't doubt that he couldn't breathe. Let's just say that. I don't doubt that breathing was
Neither do I.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yeah. And look at this. Look at the power of Damian Grundy. He's just trying to rip this man in half. Mr. Wrestling number 4 has got to make a tag. Perry Von Vicious recovering, took the brunt of the attacks here for the first half of the match, and now Damian Grundy, look at that. Just disheveled. This guy's a monster. Look at that.
That man's a monster, and Matthew Theall is a humanitarian.
Look at that. Another little love tap there to Dylan Drake. And Damian Grundy getting some punches now, Mr. Wrestling number 4. Whoa, he just picked him up.
I was going to say that I thought Damian Grundy was getting tired, but did you see the way he scooped him up? Did you see the way he sidewalk slammed him? He might have just broken his ribs.
He just took 2 shots to the gut and just picked him up. He shrugged him right off. Damian Grundy isn't human. Look at this. A cocky pin. I don't know if that was smart by Damian Grundy. Matthew Theall's got to coach him up to get down and hook a leg.
Well, you know what? I think he's just trying to prove a point. I don't think he was going for the win right there. I think he was trying to embarrass one of the top wrestlers in this country.
And now the man from Atlanta, the masked man from Atlanta, is in the corner, and Perry Von Vicious coming in. He's going to get his revenge. He's going to get some licks. These guys have got 5 seconds of both of them being in the ring. Mr. Wrestling number 4 in a world of hurt. Perry Von Vicious now back in, and the roles are reversed. Folks, we got to pay some bills, but this is exciting. It's a back-and-forth matchup. PVV and Damian Grundy on top. We'll be right back. Welcome back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars, folks. It is our main event. Perry Von Vicious kicking out. Mr. Wrestling number 4 and PVV have been going at it. All commercial break, and look at that. Back and forth. Marcus Mack, how do you see this action happening?
Well, I see it just like everybody else is seeing it. This is a hot main event this week. Mr. Wrestling number 4 with a Thez press. He's following up with some hard right hands.
Little Toby, he's got to be on point because that was technically a pin. And Damian Grundy again with the shot to the back, laying out 4 right as he was going to make that tag. And now 4 in a world of hurt. PVV dragging him back over. He's got him in a leg lock, and there's the tag.
Damian Grundy just putting the boots to Mr. Wrestling number 4.
Look, he's just got to drop that boot to do some damage. That guy is so big, he just drops the boot. And PVV already putting the stretch on by holding. This is a tag team that can make some noise. Look at that big body slam. These two guys can make some noise. Theallstars, Matthew Theallstars, he has really put together a complimentary tag team here, Marcus Mack.
You know, Damian Grundy being a little bit arrogant in there. He's forgetting that he's in there with one of the finest wrestlers in the country today. He's forgetting that he's in there with Mr. Wrestling number 4, and I think Dylan Drake just got a little pissed off for that.
Well, remember, Damian Grundy is still technically a rookie, and I think he forgot that Dylan Drake was right there and could break it up. And getting a little close, another blind tag. Damian Grundy making a rookie error.
Rookie mistake.
Damian Grundy still focusing on Mr. Wrestling number 4. Drop kick, and they got the big man off his feet. Excellent teamwork by 4 and Drake. And now Drake is a legal man, but 4 is still there. He's staying on him. The blind tag was made by Drake. He's the legal man, and 4 is trying to get a cover. Toby still counts it, but look at the lift there. A powerful kick out. And now 4 going for another tag. I guess there was a tag we didn't see there because 4 is being treated as the legal man. And he's still in trouble. Now that once again the ring has been divided. Marcus Mack, what do you do? How do you coach him here? How does he get the tag to change the complexion of this match? I guess that.
I don't know. You know, Dylan Drake was right there for him, but you look, only a 1 count. This right here is an opportunity where Mr. Wrestling number 4 needs to crawl, he needs to scratch, he needs to fight, he needs to get back to his corner and make that tag, but Damian Grundy just kicked him in the ribs.
You got to see he's been trained well. Matthew Theall telling him keep 4 isolated. You're starting to see the plan of Matthew Theall. It's obvious at this plan. Look at that big boot being used.
Also, Matthew Theall's management skills. He keeps telling Dame Grundy to go over there and knock Dylan Drake off the corner. Every attempt that 4 gets close to him, Damian Grundy, boom, knocks big Dylan Drake off the corner.
That's right. Matthew Theall, he definitely scouted this team well. I got to give him props. I mean, this team didn't exist before tonight, although they've wrestled together. This tag team as such didn't really exist, and now they put them together. Matthew Theall still has them scouted well, and he's provided his team with a plan that's kind of even the score. Now, 4 dodging a move, but 4 still stuck in the corner. Look at that full Nelson applied by Damian Grundy. Oh, 4 dodging it.
Mr. Wrestling 4 was able to slide out of that.
Using Perry Von Vicious as a batting ram, big European uppercut. And there we go, a tag to Dylan Drake, House of Fire, big clothesline. Oh, flying shoulder tackle. And here comes the drop kick. Dylan Drake airborne, going for the cover. Here we go. 1, 2, oh, only a 1 count, but Dylan Drake's got the right idea. He's trying to end this match right now. Marcus Mack.
He's going for the beta breaker. He's going for the beta breaker, but Perry in the ropes.
He's got the ropes. He's got a 5 count to let go. Perry trying to get away. Dylan bringing in a big swing and a backbreaker.
He's too close to the ropes to make a cover.
That's right. He's got the right idea. Dylan Drake trying to end this match. He's pretty much the only fresh man left. He's got to get Perry Von Vicious down because I don't know if they're getting the pin on the big man. And here we go. Another side slam into another backbreaker. Amazing.
He is really setting him up for that beta breaker. He has that back on his mind, back and legs, been worked over the whole match.
Look at that face.
Dylan Drake, you see him, he wants to destroy Perry Von Vicious. He wants to destroy Damian Grundy.
Big
he wants
splash.
to kill Matthew Theall's dreams. And it looks like he's going up top, and he wants to get that flying crossbody he's oh so famous for.
Damian Grundy moving Perry Von Vicious out of the way, but he takes it. Oh, my goodness. Dylan Drake, look at him. He is on top. Oh, my goodness. Damian Grundy isn't even the legal man, but he has taken a pound of Dylan Drake dropping the bones on him.
Damian Grundy doing a good job of covering up, but I think that the first few grounded pounds got him.
Perry Von Vicious deciding discretion is the better part of valor, but Mr. Wrestling number 4, he is trapped between PVV and Matthew Theall, and there you go. There is where Matthew Theall plays a part.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Be aware of the manager, but keep your focus on your opponents.
And there we go. Perry Von Vicious eating some ring there. He's kind of on Dream Street. He's a little lost. And there we go. The beta breaker's being applied to Damian Grundy, and PVV breaking it up.
It looks like he has him set up in that $1 billion blackout. This one, Pier 6 Brawl. I believe that Perry Von Vicious is still the legal man.
There we go. What? 4 going for the figure 4 lock, and there it is, locked in. Perry Von Vicious in a world of hurt.
Mr. 4-figure-4, you can call home.
Oh, and Damian Grundy misses the leg drop.
Who was he trying to leg drop right there?
I don't know, but 4 had the quickness of a cat getting his head out of the way, and still he saved Perry Von Vicious. I don't know how Perry Von Vicious is standing, though. He's taking a lot of hits to the back. He's taking a figure 4 lock, and there, Mr. Wrestling number 4. There we go. He's got him. He's got the tights. Oh, my goodness. What a clothesline from Damian Grundy. And Matthew Theall.
He just ran right through him with that clothesline. He got on him like hot oatmeal.
And Dylan trying to get his hands in. Wait, back in the ring, 4 is covered by Perry Von Vicious. He's held him down. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's it. Perry Von Vicious has got the pin.
Theallstars victorious.
And the winners by pinfall in 14 minutes and 14 seconds, the team of Damian Grundy and Perry Von Vicious.
Amazing. Theallstars. Theallstars winning. I don't know if this counts as their debut, but they are a formidable tag team.
All I have to say is congratulations, Matthew Theall. Matthew Theall, the humanitarian of all pro wrestling, just put his insight into this one. He has gotten a big win over Dylan Drake. He has put Mr. Wrestling 4 out. Theallstars victorious.
You know, I gotta wonder. I mean, the rest of the APW locker room is very lucky that we don't have tag belts right now, because these two would be the automatic favorites. They just took out 2 of the best wrestlers in wrestling today. Dylan Drake, Mr. Wrestling number 4, suffering defeat to Theallstars. I don't know what happened, but the camera went away. It came back, and Perry Von Vicious had that pin locked away.
Perry Von Vicious looking young and pretty up there. He is happy. He has his cup. Matthew Theall waving goodbye. Damian Grundy, Perry Von Vicious victorious this week.
Folks, that is Gym Wars. Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Dylan Drake are defeated by Theallstars. I am the killer, Jay Matthias. This is Marcus, no alternate Pink Meek Mac, and we'll see you next week.
Yee!